Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday, June 2nd of 2025, where we do have two marginal risk areas set out for us today. One in Florida and the other one covering almost all of the Great Plains: Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota, North Dakota are all included in those marginal risks. And then we have a slight risk in the central Great Plains in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota, with there being a 2% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point in the green. I do think the greatest tornado threat will be out here in southwestern Nebraska, northeastern Colorado, and extreme northwestern Kansas, as once everything gets out here, it's all more of a linear line, but a QLCS tornado can't be ruled out. Wind, we have two 5% chance areas of seeing wind gusts of 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of a point in the brown. And then we have a 15% chance of seeing wind gusts of 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of a point in the yellow. Hail, we have two 5% chance areas of seeing hail of 1 inch diameter or larger within 25 miles of a point in the brown. And then we have a 15% chance of seeing hail of 1 inch diameter or larger than 25 miles of a point in the yellow. So that's for today. Tomorrow, we do have a marginal risk, if it would load, in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Wisconsin. And then we have a large slight risk in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. The tornado threat, there's a large 2% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of point in the green. Wind, we have a 5% chance of seeing wind gusts of 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of point in the brown. And then we have a 15% chance of seeing wind gusts of 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of point in the yellow. Hail, we have a large 5% chance of seeing hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger than 25 miles of point in the brown. And then we have a 15% chance of seeing hail of 1 inch diameter or larger than 25 miles of point in the yellow. That is for tomorrow. Jumping ahead to Wednesday, we have two marginal risk areas set out. One looks like it is in Colorado and New Mexico. No, we didn't. You're saying that because you don't want to work. There we go. Yep, okay, so one's in New Mexico and Colorado, and the other one is in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. We have two 5% chance areas of seeing severe weather within 25 miles of a point in the brown for the day 3. I think day 4, we have a day 4 outlook. We have a slight risk issued for Texas, Oklahoma, and southern Kansas. We'll take a look and see what the possible hazard charge with that is. I'm going to jump ahead to pivotal here. We're going to look. First, we're going to talk about today's severe weather threat and into tonight. The timing of when and where it starts. So, looks like it starts out in western Nebraska here. And a line forms at around 6-7 o'clock Central Daylight Time out in central Nebraska. By 7, it's really starting to fire up, light up. By 8, it's now a linear line. 9, it's getting a lot more linear, and potentially trying to bow out to the south. By 10, now it's kind of lost what it was trying to do of a bow feature. Now it's kind of just the most severe stuff is dropping south of the main line. 11, 12, and then so on. And then it kind of lines up again. So it's almost interesting. It looks like a line that moves northeast, and then a new line that moves east. And that all moves out, and you can see some discrete semi-discrete potential supercells out in Missouri of this here, and then another round moves through. we're gonna look at here, we're gonna go to the severe weather part and see the updraft helicity of these storms here, and just see if any of these will be tornadic and which ones of these will be prolific hail producers, if so. So it looks like we got a couple out in western Nebraska. Nothing within that line that seems too concerning. I think the most concerning part of this line would be probably the southwestern part, where I think the greatest tornado potential is, but I can't rule out an isolated tornado up in northeast Nebraska. So people that I know in northeast Nebraska, make sure you have ways of receiving your warnings, as tonight could get a little rocky. You'll probably hear some constant thunder. You might even get some hail. So if you have a place to put your cars in there if you want to avoid hail damage. So that is for today. We'll go back to the GFS model, and we'll just go back to the national overview here, and we'll just go to this. As I said, that storm system rolls through Nebraska, and then it rolls through the southern Great Plains and Midwest, and then you got that marginal risk Thursday, and then Friday. Wait, right? Friday would be day 4. Thursday or Friday? Thursday is day 4. Okay, so we're running the money. So then Thursday we have that slight risk in Texas and Oklahoma. I don't see anything too crazy. Nor do I see anything on Friday. Some round of storms and showers moving through the deep south and Dixie Alley this weekend. And then it looks like next Tuesday another system rolls through the southern Great Plains and Midwest. Doesn't look too crazy. Oh, look at this. This is painting a picture of what looks like a tropical storm or hurricane moving through the Gulf, impacting Texas. So, in 2 weeks. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, that's still ways out, and it's a hurricane, so it's still ways out. So keep that in mind now. We're kind of it's kind of an odd setup for today. We don't have a big trough. I mean, we have a little tiny one here, around the 4 corners right here. So that kind of is what's influencing the severe weather now. The reason the tornado potential is so low is because the trough is not deep enough for a tall ridge. So this is what's keeping the tornado potential down and a little low. Now, I do think the tornado potential could be a little more increased Thursday, Friday, as we do have a high pressure system down here in Texas and a potential developing low pressure here in California. So you meet in the middle. You get your severe weather within this area, just right north of that high pressure system. So right up here in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. Wow, look at this. Big old ridge in the jet stream. Holy cow. Must be a very potent low pressure system either right here or farther back here. One of the two is really making this reach up. I mean, look, there's almost nothing going over here. Nothing. I mean, look at the wind. Look at the wind barbs. Crazy. But that is going to be all for me today, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to go down there and smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new and you haven't already. Tell your family and friends about the channel, and especially if you live in The Central Great Plains, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota. We're in June. This is peak tornado season for those 4 states. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you aren't already to stay weather aware for daily videos and uploads, unless otherwise said so on my Facebook. And you know what? I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.